What's up, everybody? My name is Michael, or Kiratze online. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day as usual, and I am having an excellent day because it is early Christmas. I just got new PC parts in, and I am super stoked. I have not built a new PC in about 4 to 5 years, and that is actually how old some of the parts I am using right now are in my current PC. And they're still holding strong, but now it's the point where they're starting to struggle. Some parts are dying, getting more and more problems, and with the 24-hour extra life stream coming up in the next week or so, I need to make sure I have a very solid thing built to make sure it lasts 24 hours. So if you guys actually don't know, I should actually promote that a little more. I hope to see you guys on November 5th on my Twitch channel, because my friend and I do our annual Extra Life stream, and it's a 24-hour gaming stream to raise money for our local Children's Miracle Hospital. If you guys are unfamiliar with Extra Life, it's a big organization which raises money for everyone's local children's hospital. So when you sign up, you're gonna list whatever your local Children's Miracle Hospital is, and you'll raise money for that local hospital, which is nice because you're not just giving money to a huge organization or something like that. You know your money is going directly to your local hospital, which is very, very important to me because I was actually someone who went there as a child. If you guys don't know what the Children's Miracle Network does, is their hospitals essentially help children and families that may not be in a financial state to do so. So regardless of whatever their financial status is, they are going to help you with very serious ailments. This event is very, very important to me, and it's a lot of fun. We're gonna have giveaways and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. But yeah, like I said, I got a bunch of new PC parts. I'm pretty much building a whole new PC. The majority of the parts are going to be brand new. So this is sort of an unboxing video. I actually recorded this earlier, but some things got messed up, and I also wanted to try shortening it up a bit, so I'm re-recording this. So things are out of the box, as you can see by the case here. So we might as well start with the case so I can get that out of the way. But I bought the Fantex Enthoo Evolve, which is a mid-tower ATX case. You can see it right here. I love the design of it. The design is amazing. This is the silver one, and this is actually like a beast of a case. Like, it is actually like, I think it's actually metal. So it weighs a pretty decent amount. And it's pretty damn solid. My other case is the CM Storm case, which is very plasticky and old and doesn't compare much to this case. And this case is really, really nice. I did a lot of research on a lot of my parts, and this, by more than one person, this was voted best case of 2015. So that is why I went with it. It had everything I needed, plus more. A lot of room to build in, a lot of good cable management, and I just like the look of it. That's a big thing about a case, is you want it to look nice, and I really like the look of this one. I like the design of it. It's very minimalistic, which is the type of thing that I like. No big logos or anything like that on it. It's perfect. So I am really looking forward to building inside of this thing. I was going to originally go for a full tower case, but then I looked at the dimensions and I was like, I don't need a case that big. I like my room, but I'm not having things like liquid cooling or anything like that, so I don't really need something that big. But anyways, let's get this bad boy out of the way. But anyways, this is sort of what it looks like. Just a little bit more about it. It's got a lot of dust filters. That's one of the major things that I like about this. It's got like a full dust filter for the bottom. And yeah, just awesome. But it has like a little slot, so that's like where the USB and auxiliary cord and headphones go. But yeah, and here's I don't know if you can really see the inside. You probably can't, but here's the back of it. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, it is actually pretty heavy. It's a beast. Whenever I don't talk or anything like that, I'll edit some stuff. I'll cut things to make this video not super long. But I am going to be moving some of my old parts into my new PC because they aren't as outdated yet. I upgraded some parts within the last year. So like my video card, for example, is a GTX 970 that is supercharged and has the extra cooling that's 2.0 or whatever. It's like an EVGA. Very, very good card. It's amazing. Sort of sucks because it would be nice to have a 10 series, but I upgraded it recent enough where it's still really, really solid card. Amazing. I like it. But I didn't want to shell out the extra 400, 500 for a very minuscule power difference, I guess is the best way to put it. So the GTX 970 is going into my new PC, as well as my hard drive and my SSD. My SSD is still relatively new. It's the Samsung 850 EVO. I may shell out to get another one, or at least a larger one potentially in the near future, but I didn't really need one at the moment. It's still perfectly fine as a boot drive and with additional memory to store some extra games on there as well. And my hard drive is still in perfectly fine shape, so there's no reason to upgrade those to get brand new parts for that. But otherwise, things like my PCU, or PSU, power supply, the motherboard, CPU, all the major parts, or most of the major parts, are getting upgraded. So let's get started with showing you guys what I got. Let's start with the big stuff. So the motherboard, it's the 717-A by Asus. Very, very popular motherboard to go along with what I got, which is the i7-6700K. This is the type of motherboard that you need with this new chipset, which is the Sky something. The name is totally escaping me at the moment. I'm trying to find it on the back of the box. Let's see if I can find it. Oh god. What was it? What was it? I had the name in my head, and it's totally escaping me right now. But anyways, it's the motherboard that you need for this new chipset, or the newest chipset that is coming out from Intel, which is Sky something. Again, I'm sorry, I'm totally forgetting the name, and I'm not huge in the techno mumbo jumbo, so I'm probably not going to describe a lot of this stuff in depth. But this is a very renowned motherboard, and it goes great with a lot of the stuff. It's got a healthy amount of features. Is one of the nice things I like about this. It's got a lot of the features I wanted plus more. And it's a very, very nice motherboard, nice looking motherboard as well. And also, I'm just a huge fan of Asus. I love a lot of their products. I've been using their laptops for years, and they just put out very, very solid products. It was between this motherboard and the MSI Gaming Crate 3X, but overall, I heard the Asus is the way to go. But I think also I heard from some people that you just can't really go wrong with either. It just depends on what features you specifically wanted, and I leaned towards the Asus one, and it worked out really, really well. I think because it's gonna look really, really nice in that silver Fantex case. To go along, I spoke about it already, but I got for my CPU, I got the i7-6700K. I was debating on not getting the unlocked version, but I wanted to not really future-proof, but I wanted to not have to shell out, and I didn't want to run out of power sometime in the future, is the best way to put it. Like, I wanted to make sure I had as much room as possible to expand in the future. And this is also going to be my first overclocked machine. In my current machine, I am running a 3770K i7 CPU, but I have not overclocked it because back 4 or 5 years ago, this was like only my second PC built or something like that, or first PC, I think, actually, and I just knew nothing about overclocking. I thought it was unsafe. I just wasn't sure about it, and I thought it was very, very risky for someone who wasn't really knowledgeable. But now it's much, much easier nowadays to overclock. It's much safer to overclock. And with this motherboard, it's literally with the flip of the switch, it's easy to overclock stuff. A lot of the motherboards and stuff do the work for you now. So it's just a matter of minor research things on numbers, which is easy for me to do myself. So I'm looking forward to overclocking with this. This is a really, really strong CPU. I heard a lot of good things about it, and it's another good CPU to go along with this motherboard from what I saw. So I am very looking forward to pumping out a lot of power out of this thing. And to cool it, because it's an unlocked version, you do need an aftermarket cooler. The 6700K does not come with a stock cooler. If any of you guys are thinking of buying that, again, make sure you guys do your research. You will need an aftermarket heatsink, which is this thing. So I got the Hyper 212X. This is sort of a better version, or a more upgraded version, or a more recent version of the Hyper Evo, which is like one of the most renowned heatsinks. People have been using it for years and years and years. And the 212X, I did a little bit of research, and people have said that if you're starting new with a new build and you don't already own a Hyper Evo, just get the 212X. You'll get a minor boost in efficiency and power and stuff like that, as opposed to... But if you have the Evo, you might as well just keep using the Evo because it's still a really, really great heatsink. But I got the 212X. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is. It's just a heatsink, but it's a very, very good one. So hopefully that'll keep my i7 real cool. So go along with the motherboard, we have not 2, but 4 sticks of Ripjaw's DDR4, because you do need the DDR4 with this motherboard. It does not run DDR3, I believe. I'm pretty sure you need the DDR4, which is the newest type of memory, obviously, and it is running at 2400. I'm going to be doing editing and stuff like that, but I'm not going to need like 3000 speed RAM. And I wanted to get as much RAM as possible. I think RAM is one of the things that you don't want to stinch on when you're buying memory and stuff like that, because it's not overly expensive, and you want to make sure you have enough room for if you do plan on doing more demanding things in the future, you have that RAM on hand to upgrade. But I'm gonna have 32 gigabytes of Ripjaw's DDR4 at 2400 megahertz. So I'm really looking forward to this. I did a lot of research on RAM, and this is sort of what I fell on. It was between this or the Corsairs, the Corsair Vengeance, and overall I heard RAM is like you're not gonna find huge differences like between the Corsairs and the Ripjaws, for example. There are minor differences, I think, between latency and stuff like that, but where Ripjaws may be a little bit slower in latency, or Corsairs may be a little slower in latency, it'll make up in other areas, and also the differences will be very pretty minuscule. But I'm looking forward to actually having a lot of RAM, because in my current system, I'm only running 4 gigs of RAM, and it's like, I don't even know what type of RAM it is. I don't even think it's like a super high-end branded RAM. It's like very low end. So I'm actually very surprised I have gotten as far as I have on what I have now in this system, because I don't even think my motherboard is actually made anymore. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having a lot of RAM as possible. I was thinking of only getting 16 gigs, but again, RAM is one of those things where when you're buying things for your build, I think it's better to get more than not have enough. And where I know it is quite hard to max out 16 gigs of RAM, but I wanted as much room as possible to expand in the future and to work my PC as hard as it can, because this is gonna be my first overclocked PC, and I do want to be doing a ton of things on it down the road. It's gonna be a very, very open-ended, all-around PC. So editing, rendering, gaming, streaming, all sorts of things. So I wanted to make sure I have as much RAM as possible. And to power it all, I got the EVGA 650GS Supernova power supply. EVGA makes very, very well-made power supplies. It's something I didn't want to stinch on as well. And 650s is a lot, but I do plan on upgrading with sound cards and things like that down the road. So I wanted to make sure to have that wattage available. I know 550 is usually like sufficient for most things, but again, I wanted to allow myself for quite a bit of room to upgrade down the road. So 650 I think is a nice medium between that without losing as much efficiency through having too large of a power supply and not having enough things to utilize that power, for example. And it is the 80+ gold certification, so it is not the max efficiency, but it is better than bronze, of course. So very, very good power supply, and again, I'm glad because my current power supply is, again, a lower brand. I don't even know what type of power supply, so I'm pretty excited about that. So that is all the parts that I am upgrading. Like I said before, my GPU, my GTX 970 is going into my new PC from my old PC. Same with my hard drive and my SSD is going into my new PC from my old PC. So those are the main things that I'm just moving over to the new one. But other than that, that is all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be building this thing over the weekend, so hopefully I'll be putting out some content for you guys pretty soon with this new PC. And keep an eye out on my Twitter for when I probably will end up screwing something up and not having my PC boot the first try. But fingers crossed, everything goes well right off the hop. But that is asking for a lot, especially considering I haven't built a PC in like 4 to 5 years, so I'm definitely gonna have to look up some videos. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great night, day, or morning wherever you are, and I will talk to you guys soon.